that you'll be taking the lead on renegotiating the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, later this year. And then, of course, today, Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue is talking about irritants with his counterparts from Canada and Mexico, including the dairy trade dispute with sugar exports. What are your priorities in terms of setting the stage for NAFTA talks, Secretary?
Well, Ambassador Lighthizer already has made a preliminary report to the Congress explaining the big bold letter headlines for NAFTA renegotiation. There'll be a much more detailed one filed middle of July, because 30 days before the August 15th date, when the 90-day clock finally ticks, where the administration is required to give Congress more detail on the objectives for NAFTA. So that's when there will be a fairly detailed exposition of the objectives.
I mean, the sugar issue is one thing that you've spoken about. Is there an overriding issue that's problematic with the current form?
Well, the sugar deal has been resolved. We reached agreement with the Mexican government and with the U.S. sugar industry. We filed it some days ago. It's now out for public commentary, but it doesn't require a congressional vote. And since the key parties to the original trade case now are finally all on board with the solution, I don't think there'll be that much controversy about it.
And is there another priority that you want to make sure to tackle as a result of your beginning this?
Well, what would be a good thing would be if we could get rid of some of the other issues with Canada. For example, the softwood lumber and potentially the dairy management issue that Secretary Perdue is talking about.
I see. In terms of, Secretary, the new trade deal is actually moving the needle on growth. What are your expectations?
Well, the growth plans of the administration have several components to them. Trade is certainly one, but tax reform, regulatory reform, unleashing the energy that we have in the ground, and infrastructure are all also essential ingredients to getting the whole Trump program for 3% growth. So we need all those pieces to get to the objective.
All right, we are watching that in terms of these pieces coming together. Secretary Ross, do you think that when we see all of these issues, whether it be your renegotiating of NAFTA, you know, the tax reform, the health care bill, do you think these things will get done this year, or are you looking over the next 3 years?
Well, the NAFTA has a fairly natural time horizon in that, think about next year. The Trade Promotion Authority, which is an essential ingredient to our being able to negotiate trade treaties, that expires July of 2018. There's also the Mexican presidential election in July 2018, and then in the fall of 18, you have the midterm congressional elections here. So as you move well into next year, the political calendar will become very complicated in terms of any big transaction like a NAFTA renegotiation.
Right, sure. Wilbur, it's great to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
Secretary Wilbur Ross joining us.